Hey, how are you guys doing today? Let's go ahead. We're going to do today's date. After today's date, I will introduce you to solving equations with decimals. I do recommend brushing up on operations with decimals, but just similar to fractions, if you have trouble adding and subtracting decimals, then learning this trick with how to eliminate the decimal values in the equation will help you. So today's date, we're just going to go ahead and get started at so that we can move on. I have 1 plus 3 to the second power over 2 times 5 to the 0th power. Ooh. Alright, our next one, we have the square root of 100 divided by 2. And then lastly, I want to challenge you to see if some of you can already figure this one out. 3.25 equals 0.15x plus 0.25. Alright, I'll give you some time to work that out. Alright, I hope y'all got outside today. It actually wound up being pretty beautiful, although I think we're expecting some weather later. But anyway, y'all ready to work it out? Alright, so our top, we know that 3 to the second is 9, so 1 plus 9. And right here, that 5 to the 0th power is actually 2 times 1. Remember, anything raised to the 0th power is 1, so we're doing 2 times 1. So we actually got 10 over 2, which equals 5. Alright, so that's our month. Our day, the square root of 100 is 10. This is a good one to remember because it'll help you. And 10 divided by 2 is 5, so there's our day. And then lastly, we have this equation right here. This is a two-step equation. The variable's already over here and there's not one here, so we're going to have the variable on this side and the constant on the other. I'm going to do it one way here, and then next I'm going to show you another way using the trick that I'm going to focus on in the next video. So we want to keep that, but we want to eliminate this constant. Although it's not an integer, it's still a constant. I'm going to subtract 0.25 from both sides. Notice when I do this, I try to line up my decimals because you have to have your decimals lined up when you add or subtract. So it eliminates this side. I have 1.5x here. And then on this side, 5 minus 5 is 0, 2 minus 2 is 0, and 3 minus 0 is 3. So I have 3.00 is the same thing as 3. So I have 3 equals 0.15x. From here, I'm going to divide both sides by 0.15. And so if I were to work that out, let's see if we can get over here. 0.15 divided by 3 divided by 0.15. I have 2 place values on the outside, so I'm going to move for both of these numbers. I'm going to basically I'm multiplying by 100. So that will change that to 15, and that will change that to 300. 15 will go into 30 2 times, and 15 will go into 0 times, so I have 20. So here the x equals 20. So today's date was 5/5/20. Now I don't know about you, but this was a little extra work than I wanted to do when it came to decimals. So in order to eliminate having to add and subtract decimals and having to do this division with decimals, we're going to eliminate these decimal values from the start exactly the same way we eliminated the fractions, because actually these decimal values are representing a fractional value. So y'all ready? All right. So let's take this equation again. 3.25. We're going to rewrite it. Let me pause for a minute. You guys got today's date? Great. We're going to rewrite it. I've got it written over here. 3.25 equals 0.15x plus 0.25. And here's the statement that I have. This is the trick that we're going to do. It says find the largest place value in the equation, then multiply that to the whole equation. Alright, so y'all ready for this magic? Okay. So an examples that I have up here is if the largest place value is the hundredths, and that's what I mean, then you're going to multiply the whole equation by 100. If your largest place value is a tenth, you're going to multiply by 10. And of course it goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and it will just keep going from there. Usually when I think about place value, I just put a 1, and however many digits are after the decimal, that's how many zeros I put after the 1. That's how I know what place value it is. Alright, so let's use this equation as an example. Notice on this one we have 2 digits. Here we have 2 digits, and then here we have 2 digits. So that 2-digit place value, this is the hundredths. So I'm going to multiply the whole equation by 100. Very similar to the way we multiplied with fractions. And I'm going to take this 325 out to the side so you can see what's actually happening. 3.25 times 100. I am increasing this value by 2 place values, so that decimal is actually moving to the right 2 place values, so they'll become here. So this is actually 325, and the decimal is here, and there's no value after the decimal, so we just simply write 325. All right, for the 100 times 0.15, if we use this same concept, this decimal will move 2 place values, because this is tenths, this is 100ths. So this becomes 15. And then lastly, this one right here becomes 25. Now you know what to do with this, because this is an integer equation. We subtract the 25 from both sides. We have the 15x here. We have the 300 here. Y'all following along? And then we divide both sides by 15. And technically this is what we did. 300 divided by 15. This is just exactly what we did. We just made it a little bit smoother, okay? And bring down to 0. 15 will go to 0 times. So that's where we get the 20 from. So x is equal to 20. And you can flip those around if you want to, which mathematicians prefer if you write the variable equaling the number. And that's pretty smooth, right? Y'all can do this? Alright, I got 3 practice problems for you, so you can always come back to this part to see this worked out. Again, look for the largest place value, and you're going to multiply that to the whole equation. Alright, here are your practice problems. Some of these I challenge you a little bit because you need to simplify first. This one right here, you're going to need to add those two together. And remember, when you're adding and subtracting decimals, line up the decimals before you add or subtract. And if you do have some trouble with this, I do recommend going into Khan Academy and look up operations with decimals. And I'll try to add a video at the end of this too to help you out. This one right here, it looks like the largest place value is 10. You can even go ahead and multiply everything by 10 if you want to before you simplify. That's entirely up to you. This one, the largest place value, that's 10. That's a whole. That's 10. That one's 100. So this one you're going to have to multiply by 100. And then this one right here, see, 10 whole, 10 whole, 10. So the last one is multiplying by 10. But alright, try these 3 out. If you want to know if you got your answers correct tonight, just send me an email and I'll let you know. If you have any other questions, send me an email, message me through Remind. That's about it. Hope y'all have a great evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.